Major Mohammed Ali Shah, let me bring you into the conversation, sir. We've been told, there's a lot of talk about the Karnak fort as well in this entire controversy. Could you shed some light on these important areas?
Well, it's been China's old strategy that they will actually target strategic areas where they could benefit, like for example the Karnak fort. For example, like about a year and a half back, they did Islamic slicing into Nepal. They illegally occupied, they entered Nepal, Hamla district of Nepal, which is just 70 kilometers short of India's Pithoragarh. And they constructed pillar number 11 and 12 illegally. That time Mr. K.P. Sharma only was in power, and he had even banned a 110-page textbook which had a depiction of the Indian map. So they were under Chinese influence. And Chinese at that time thought, okay, strategically if they occupy areas like Kalapani, Limpadhura, Lipu Lake, they would benefit from it, because then they have an advantage overlooking the Indian territory. Similarly, the fort over there, so that's been China's old strategy, and they believe in winning wars without fighting. They believe, let's cash it by, let's enter directly into the land and let's occupy it. They would do all kinds of warfare, like psychological warfare, information warfare, cyber warfare, biological warfare, every single warfare possible. Because they do not actually, if you ask me, I would say, they would not want to actually shed blood. They would not want to fight. They have their robotic army at the line of actual control. In winters they had, because the Chinese soldiers were soft, were chocolate cream soldiers. They could not wither the cold over there. So they deployed a robotic army on the borders. What Russia is doing in a way, they are preparing a robotic army as well. So yes, when you have a neighbor, a very, very unfriendly, a very, very evil intended neighbor like China, one has to be very, very guarded. When they see China and Pakistan, their friendship is basically on the CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And it is a motive-driven friendship. It's not unconditional. Like for us in Nepal or Bhutan, we have a very heartfelt, a very emotional connect with them over there. It is not just political, diplomatic or militarily ties. No, we have an emotional connect with them. China does not have that emotional connect with anyone. Sri Lanka made friends with China. You see the state of Sri Lanka today. They have given their port on 99-year-old lease to China because they could not repay the debt. And in China, in Sri Lanka, you can't even get a single paracetamol. There's bloodshed happening. There is mayhem going on in Sri Lanka. There are protests. There are violent protests. The peaceful protesters are being shot down. So it is only because they made friends. They trusted China. China is now trying to make friends with Solomon Islands, which is 2,000 kilometers away from Australia. And Solomon Islands, which has got 6 major islands and 900 minor islands. So it's difficult to control because it's so fragmented. So Solomon Islands came into a pact in 2018 with Australia because they have a lot of cargo issues, pirate issues, law and order issues. So Australia said, we will protect your rights, your integrity, your security, we will provide them, which will give us the right to deploy our military, our police into Solomon Islands, and China is trying to jump the gun over there.
Okay, all right. I thank all of my guests for joining us this morning.